Hello dear students, a very good morning to all of you. As I am going to teach you computers online, all the teachers have decided to give you the classes. As lockdown is there, so there is no problem you are going to face just because of that. Okay, and don't worry about the books, don't get bothered. Okay, we all going to give you each and every possible thing from your book. What all have to take? Only notebook and a pen with you. Whatever I told important point, you have to note it down. Okay. First point, you have to concentrate very well on the classes. Whatever sessions I am giving to you, you have to listen very carefully on that. Secondly, you have to make a assignment notebook or a notes notebook. Okay, in which you are going to write whatever I used to teach that. Thirdly, a special thing for you is that is in your favor only. If you are going to maintain that register, if you are going to answer that questions and everything, like I'll give you the assignments and all, so I'm going to give you the marks in your computer practical. Don't worry about that. So let us start with the class. This session is for 3 classes: class 8, class 9 and class 10. Class 8 is having 2 chapters of Java. Class 9th is completely based on Java and 10th as well. So this is a common topic I have found to all 3 of you. So guys, let us start the class. So this is session number 1 of Java. Okay? History of Java. First subtopic is history of Java. So I'm going to tell you about the history of Java. Java is basically invented by Mr. James Gosling in 1991. Invented by Mr. James Gosling. Let me write it down. See. It was invented by James Gosling in 1991. Before it was, the name of Java was Oak, O-A-K. Okay, this is the name of a tree that was located outside the James Gosling office. So Java was invented by Mr. James Gosling in 1991. Its initial name was OAK, means a tree, which is a tree name. Okay. Later on, it was acquired by Mr. James Gosling associates his company with the Sun Microsystem, and then they all were discussing on a coffee table, and then the name came Java. So before the name was Oak, and now the name was Java. Second topic is basic features of Java. So there are basically 4 main features of Java. First one is platform independent. Please zoom in. So platform independency. Platform independency means what you have to do is, suppose some languages are not compatible only. Some languages are not compatible with all the features like Windows, Windows 7, Linux, Unix, but Java is one of the language that is compatible on all the machines. It can run on Windows 7 also, Linux also, Unix also, because it provides platform independency. It does not bind us to a particular platform to download that particular thing and then we will do Java. Second thing is case sensitive. Java is very case sensitive language. Means case sensitive means the uppercase and the lowercase. Uppercase means capital letters, lowercase means small letters. So suppose if you are writing this public, we use it as a keyword. Okay, so if you are writing public like this in Java, then it is correct. But if you are making P as capital, it is a wrong syntax. So that's why Java is considered a case sensitive language. Third point is object oriented. Java is the language which is purely object oriented. Okay, C was a procedure oriented programming. Later on, C++ was in between the POP and OOPS. And the second one is object oriented, that is Java. Java is completely object oriented programming that is based on objects only. Fourth one is compiler and interpreter. Means Java can be compiled and interpreted both. Compiler, what it used to do? It used to convert the code into machine code. And what interpreter do? It used to convert that particular byte code converted by the compiler into another code. So Java can be compiled also and can be interpreted also. So this was about the very first topic. Now we are moving to the second topic, that is principles of Java. So this is the main and important part of the Java, basic principles of Java. First one is data abstractions. See here, data abstraction. Okay, so data abstraction is what? Data is what? Data is basically collection of things. Like you can say, as the teacher used to maintain your records like your phone, your number, your address in a register, in attendance register, and we used to take the attendance register over there. So that is a collection of data we are keeping the records of you. And abstractions means to hide something. So if we are hiding something like this, so that is known as data abstraction. We are hiding like what? Suppose I am taking an example of car. Okay, I suppose I know driving. Okay, I am driving it. I know what to do: clutch, brake, and steering wheels. Okay, that's all I know only. What about the working behind it? Do you know? Even I don't know. So basically, what we know only, we are having a car and we have to go there, just put the keys and on, and just go and drive. Yes. Do you know how it is starting? How the engine is working? How the clutch, brake is working? No. Even I don't know. So that is called hiding of the detail. So we are hiding the non-essential details from the users in Java, and we are giving the essential things. Okay, so that is known as data abstractions. Next thing is encapsulations. Encapsulations is basically, I'll define you with this example, this chart. Can you see it? Please zoom it. Okay, so this is a chart. Encapsulation means to combine something. Okay, so when we are combining data and functions together in a single unit, that is known as encapsulations. Okay, data cannot be used directly in the main function of Java. That's why functions are there to access. We can access our data through it. We cannot use it directly in the main function. Remember this point. We have to go through the functions to access our data. Encapsulations can be bind up with the definition that wrapping up of data and functions together. Wrapping up of data and functions together in a single unit is known as encapsulations. Okay. Third one is inheritance. So inheritance is again a very important concept for the whole Java, because inheritance is the one that provides us reusability. It does C language does not provide us, C++ does not provide us. Only Java is only the language that provides the functioning of reusability. So reusability is what? Let me give you an example again. Suppose we are in bio you have heard this term inheritance, right? So inheritance means what? To inherit the qualities. Suppose I am having some qualities of my parent. You are also having, right? So what we are taking, we are inheriting the qualities from someone. We are taking their properties. Okay, that is known as inheritance. So this whole process, when comes in Java, works on the concept of reusability. Okay, suppose, let me give you another example. So mensuration I have taken. All of you know about that because you are a math student. So mensuration you have done in your maths class. So that is a base class. I have considered it as a base class. We will not call it mensuration in Java. We will call it as a base class. So mensuration has what? 2D images, 3D images. Okay? 2D images means two-dimensional, which are having two dimensions, and 3D means which are having three dimensions. So we will call them derived and derived class. Means again this 2D is divided into two categories, circle and rectangle. As why we are calling it 2D? Because data members are radius only, and here length and breadth in rectangle. Whereas in 3D, what you can see in cuboid, we are having three things: length, height and radius. Okay, and similarly for cylinder, we are having length, breadth and height. So here we are considering three variables. We can see three sides. That's why they are called as 3D and they are called as 2D. In Java also, what they are doing actually, they are inheriting the property, because this all you read in what? Maths only, in mensuration only. So these classes are inheriting the property 2D and 3D classes are inheriting the property from the base class. That's why they are known as derived class and they are known as base class. We can also write another name of base class is, this is superclass, or you can say parent class. Derived class another name is subclass and child class. Okay, so parent child, as child is inheriting the property of parent, so parent will be the superclass and child will be the subclass. Getting? So this property is called as inheritance. Now next one is polymorphism. Polymorphism is what? Poly means this word. Zoom in. This word poly means many and morphous means forms. Okay, so when a particular thing is having so many forms, a particular thing is exist in so many forms is known as polymorphism. Okay, this example, let me take the example of cells, right? All of you have read cell, C-E-L-L, in physics also, in bio also, and in chemistry also, and you have seen in St. Mary's also examination cell, right? So in bio, what we call it? Something fundamental unit of organism. Okay. In physics, it is an electric cell, right? We used to call it. And in our St. Mary's, it is an examination cell, administrative cell, like this. So that cell is having so many forms, right? Similarly, in Java, when we are going to use a function in many forms, that is known as polymorphism. Getting? So hopefully you will get the explanation. So guys, here's the time for the assignment now. So whatever you have understood, answer my questions, and whatever you will not get, I will clear your queries in the next session. Okay, we will discuss the answer also, but first you have to answer these questions. Okay, this is your assignment. Only 5 questions I have given. See, please zoom in. So question number A is explain the features of Java. What you have to explain? The features of Java in brief. Remember this, you have to explain in brief. Second is who and when was Java invented? Very easy questions. Then third one is you have to define 2 topics only, data abstraction and polymorphism with the example. So class, your last question is which principle promotes the concept of reusability? Means we can reuse that particular concept in Java. We cannot use in other languages. So this is your last question. You have to name that principle. You have to write only one word answer here. Okay. So here we end up with the class, with the session 1. Hopefully you'll get the things and I'll clear your queries and doubt in the next session also. Get ready with your assignments. No excuses, otherwise you will lose the marks. I will not give you any extra marks in the computer practical. Okay. We'll catch you in the next session. Bye class.